Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're focusing on a topic that literally touches all of our lives every single time we step out the front door. We're talking about how road safety directly translates to saving lives. We often view traffic laws as these frustrating inconveniences designed just to slow us down or slap us with a ticket. But today, we're going to flip that script completely. We're going to explore how understanding and actually following these rules creates a literal lifeline for ourselves and our communities. Let's dive right in. Thousands. That's a heavy number, right? Because every single year, thousands of lives are irrevocably altered or lost entirely in road accidents. And why? Simply because people ignore traffic laws, drive carelessly, or just fail to pay attention to their surroundings. Behind that statistic are real people, real families, and entire communities impacted forever. It is a staggering reminder of exactly what's at stake every single time we put the car in drive. To unpack this, we'll be navigating through 6 key elements today: the shared moral responsibility, focus behind the wheel, protecting yourself and others, adapting to your environment, sharing the road safely, and finally, a culture of care. We're viewing safety not as some boring checklist, but as a powerful ripple effect. Section 1. The shared moral responsibility. Let's talk about the mindset we all need to have before we even turn the key in the ignition. Following road rules is often seen as a chore, but it really isn't just some legal hoop you have to jump through. We need to reframe road safety as a profound moral obligation. Think about it. When you get behind the wheel, you're essentially signing a social contract. It's a shared duty that creates a safer ecosystem for absolutely everyone. Other drivers, passengers, cyclists, and pedestrians alike. We literally protect each other by agreeing to play by the exact same predictable rules. Moving to Section 2, focus behind the wheel. It's time to zoom in on the choices we make inside the car and where our attention actually goes. Avoiding distractions while driving is just as important as any traffic law on the books. Everyday habits, like checking your phone, grabbing a quick snack, adjusting the radio, or just getting super deep into a conversation, they might feel like harmless multitasking, but here's the thing. The human brain doesn't actually multitask. It task switches. Every time you switch your focus to that sandwich or that text message, you are taking your vital, conscious attention completely off the road. You're basically driving on autopilot. And it only takes a few seconds of looking away to cause a life-altering collision. Just to put the physics of this into perspective for you, glancing at a text for just 3 seconds while traveling at highway speeds is the equivalent of driving the entire length of a football field completely blindfolded. Think about how much can change on the road in the length of a football field. There's no way around it. Hands-free devices should only be used when absolutely necessary, and your undivided attention just has to remain on driving. Now, another massive threat to our focus is driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. These substances do 3 highly dangerous things to the human body. They severely impair your cognitive judgment, they drastically reduce your physical reaction time, and they pretty much destroy your fine motor coordination. Because these critical life-saving functions are instantly degraded, you must always proactively opt for a designated driver, a taxi, a rideshare, or public transit. There's absolutely zero margin for error here. All right, Section 3, protecting yourself and others. Let's look at the physical rules and tools that act as our primary defenses when the unexpected happens. Using seatbelts is a total non-negotiable, and it applies equally to everyone inside the vehicle. Up front, you've got to have your seatbelts properly worn to distribute the extreme forces of a crash. But equally critical, back seat passengers have to buckle up too. An unrestrained rear passenger can become a terrifyingly dangerous, high-speed human projectile in a collision, endangering everyone else in the cabin. And for the little ones, an age and size-appropriate safety seat is absolutely mandatory because their bodies just aren't built to withstand standard seatbelts. It's such a simple tool, but it drastically reduces the risk of serious injury or death. Outside the car, obeying signs and strict speed limits is just as crucial. Look, speeding reduces your reaction time while simultaneously skyrocketing the kinetic energy involved in a crash. And when kinetic energy multiplies, the physical severity of an accident goes right off the charts. Speeding is actually one of the leading causes of road fatalities worldwide. Those numbers printed on the highway signs? They aren't polite suggestions for ideal conditions. They are mathematically proven ways to save lives based on physics and road design. Which brings us to Section 4, adapting to your environment. Let's expand our ripple effect and consider how we manage our vehicle and respond dynamically to the outside world.
Maintaining your vehicle is a huge proactive measure. You can kind of think of it as the armor you wear on the road. You need to be regularly inspecting 5 key areas: your brakes, your tires, all of your lights, the steering system, and your windshield wipers. Preventative care saves lives, pure and simple. Keeping a well-maintained vehicle pretty much eliminates the risk of experiencing some tragic, unexpected mechanical failure at high speeds that could cause a massive pileup.
And you've got to dynamically adapt to your environment as conditions change. Under normal, sunny conditions, you just maintain a standard safe following distance so you have room to stop. But during adverse weather, we're talking heavy rain, fog, snow, strong winds, visibility plummets, and the roads get dangerously slippery. The friction between your tires and the road practically vanishes. So in those moments, your following distance needs to increase dramatically. You have to slow down, turn on the right lights, and completely avoid any sudden braking or sharp turns. Section 5. Sharing the road safely. Because at the end of the day, our choices don't exist in a vacuum. They impact everyone else, especially the most vulnerable folks on the streets. Safety in the shared ecosystem relies entirely on mutual respect. Now, drivers absolutely carry a massive physical burden of care. When you're wielding thousands of pounds of steel, you have to constantly yield, perfectly follow traffic signals, and hyper-respect all other users. But hey, pedestrians and cyclists have crucial active roles too. Pedestrians need to stay alert, actually use designated crosswalks, and obey signals rather than just assuming a car can stop on a dime. Cyclists must protect themselves with helmets, wear reflective clothing at night, and follow the exact same traffic rules as cars. It's this continuous loop of mutual respect that truly keeps accidents from happening. And finally, Section 6, a culture of care. Let's zoom out to the community level and see how ongoing education reinforces all these life-saving habits. Road safety education isn't just some hurdle you jump over as a teenager trying to get your first license. It is a lifelong pursuit. We're talking about continuous learning of updated traffic laws, picking up new defensive driving techniques, and knowing the latest emergency procedures. This helps both brand new drivers and seasoned veterans unlearn bad habits and make better split-second decisions. Schools, driving institutions, and even employers all play a massive role here by actively promoting road safety awareness. There's a foundational truth wrapping all of this up. Road safety begins with each individual. Every single responsible action you take, whether it's buckling up, intentionally easing off the gas to match the speed limit, or just tossing your cell phone in the glove box where you can't reach it, directly helps reduce accidents. By making those wise little micro-choices every time you drive, you are personally contributing to a much broader culture of responsibility and care. So, knowing that following these rules is the absolute simplest, most incredibly effective way to save lives, I want to leave you with this final thought to ponder. The next time you grab your keys, step into a crosswalk, or hop on a bike, how will your choices protect your community tomorrow? Just think about the massive ripple effect of your everyday actions. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay safe out there and keep learning.